This is Michael Gerace with Michelangelo's Plumbing. It is May 9th, 2018. We're performing a video sewer inspection through the 3-inch mainline cleanout in front of the garage area. And we are at 1587 Larkfield Avenue, Westlake Village, California, 91362. We're going to begin running through the 3-inch ABS plastic mainline cleanout in an attempt to get out to the city sewer. We have run a preliminary inspection, and we did find where we had an offset at the vitreous clay to ABS transition. We start out ABS plastic, we transition to the vitreous clay right in front of a large tree just to the right side of the driveway as you're facing the house from the street. So now we're going to start running our camera. Kind of hard to get down into a couple of the turns on this ABS plastic. There doesn't appear to be a problem, just kind of tight turns. So we're in. Now we make a turn. We're pushing through. Went through pretty easy this time. Pushing through. Got a length of ABS plastic. We have quite a bit of buildup. This side handles the kitchen sink area and the laundry area. Now we got a small belly right here, starting at about 19 feet. We're going to put our monitor on, our counter on right now. Got our counter on, and this is just in the driveway area. We're running through at 19 feet. We've got our belly. We'll see where we come out of it. We're underwater, and now at about 25 feet, we're coming out of the belly. It's starting to lessen, and at 27 feet, we're making a drop, so we don't have a belly any longer right here. Now we're making a turn. Making a turn right here and going out toward the street area. Kind of hard to get around these fittings, and we got a lot of debris. Probably going to get some buildup on our camera as well. We're going to get a little bit of buildup on our camera, and we'll try and rinse that out once we get in the city sewer. If that doesn't work, we'll flush it out, try and rinse our camera lens off. We can get it right here. We pretty much rinsed it off. Now we're coming up to our vitreous clay to ABS transition, going from ABS plastic to the vitreous clay. We've got a large offset right there. We marked that out in front of the large tree at 5 foot 2 inches deep. We marked it with an orange flag. And this area can cause a problem because it's got a large offset right there. Either it was not set properly in the coupling, or it has shifted because of tree roots pushing up against the pipe. So we're going to try and push past here. Okay, we got over it now. The next joint appears to be in pretty good condition, pretty well lined up, nice and flush. Now we're heading out our vitreous clay toward the street. And we got a little offset in that joint too, but that's minor, and it's on the side more than it is on the front, where we've got a large dam coming up against us, where it's shifted from the bottom up and holding water. This one's not as detrimental right here. And it does look like it has rubber neoprene couplings in between the joints of the clay. It's newer style. And they have stainless steel bands. That joint appears to be in pretty good condition. Looks like we might have one minor little root sticking through there possibly, and that's definitely maintainable. That joint looks to be in good condition. That joint looks to be in good condition. Heading out toward the street, toward the city sewer. That joint looks to be in good condition. Now we're making our turn, probably going into the city sewer. That's our saddle joint right there, city saddle. And that belongs to the homeowner as well, and that joint appears to be in good condition. And then we have our drop going into our city sewer. We're just going to run into the city sewer a little bit, rinse our camera lens off. Now we're going to pull back. Pulling back slowly, you can see where the camera's hanging in the city sewer. See the water running through. So we had the one area where we had the ABS plastic to vitreous clay transition where we had the offset. This area, the rest of it looks to be in fairly good condition at this time. Pulling back, that saddle looked good. That joint appears to be in pretty good condition. That joint looks to be fine at this time. That joint looks to be in fair condition at this time. That joint looked to be pretty flush. Like I said, might have a minor root intrusion off to that left-hand side. It's kind of hard to tell. It could be just debris, but still maintainable. Still looks to be in good condition at this time. That joint has that minor offset off to the side, but nothing to be too concerned about. It's not going to hold back any paper, any water. Should not cause any stoppages. That joint looks to be in pretty fair condition. Then we have the next joint where we're holding the water. We're actually hitting right up against that joint right now. As we go in, we hit the face of that joint. That joint may need to be realigned. Now we're pulling back. We do have some buildup, probably from cooking and such, because we're on the side of the house where we have the kitchen sink and the laundry area. Just some buildup right there. Coming up now. We're coming into a little bit of water. We got a little bit of belly right there. Making our turn. You see the sludge coming down on us. This line really needs to be fleshed out really well. We're going to run the hose in here after for a little bit, try and flush it out a little bit better. Got a little bit of a belly right here, as we said, from about 19 feet to about 27 feet. Now we're coming back toward our mainline cleanout. They look to be in pretty good condition so far. Making our turn. Now we're coming back up out of our mainline cleanout. Now we're going to pause for a moment. We're going to move our equipment over to the other mainline cleanout on the other side of the house and run through that area and take a look at that section of the line. Okay, we're set up on the opposite side of the house now. And we're going to begin running through a 4-inch mainline cleanout and ABS plastic cleanout. Here's our ABS cleanout on the opposite side of the house. That's the front of the house. We're going to begin running through the ABS plastic mainline cleanout here, and it's pretty deep. We're going to zero out right at the cleanout area. We're going to zero out our camera right here. Okay, we're zeroed out. And then we're running down into the mainline cleanout. We're about 4 feet deep. A little bit of debris on the camera lens. We're going to pull it back and try and clean it off real quick. See if we can clean that. We might have to get back into the city sewer again.
Yeah.
Try and
Put
get
another
good
drain in there,
plan.
wouldn't hurt. Where would you put him? Stuck in the middle or
The lowest spot.
the lowest spot?
And
Just
just
tie it into the gutter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just the wall. Never mind.
So yeah, when I first got here,
Running
a
through.
lot of these tiles are cracked, and so that's all been good.
We're in a long length of ABS plastic. Now we have a belly starting at about 13 feet. And you can see we've got some buildup on the walls of the pipe. And that's generally because of a natural belly. And it holds the water back a little bit, holds back the debris, and it kind of builds up on the walls of the pipe, as you can see. You got a little groove out of the center of the piping going out. That joint appears to be in pretty fair condition. Another belly here. Pretty good sized belly, and got quite a bit of debris built up on the side walls of the pipe. Probably having a difficult time because this area is kind of dipped down, so it's lower than what the other area is on the other side, so they had to go pretty deep to get their tie-in. It's pretty well flat. You can see water, you can see debris coming back at us. So it's not just washing down. We don't have great grade where it's washing down the sewer line. Now we hit this point at 39 feet, and now they did a drop right here. We got a little bit of a drop. I've got better grade. As you can see, whatever's in front of me, the water, it's flowing outward. Sometimes contractors don't grade the piping out just right, and you get that type of belly in the line. May just need to flush this line out periodically real well. Doesn't look terrible, but should be flushed out. And those joints appear to be in good condition. A little bit of debris in there, but they still look fine. Making a turn. And that joint looks to be good. This is all ABS plastic. That joint looks good right there. Glued in. Didn't see any root intrusions, no offsets, no breaks. Now we're going out, we're going to tie into our vitreous clay here. This is where we're tying into the other branch line across the yard. A little bit of a dip in the belly right here, and we're coming up to an offset right there, transition. I believe that may be the same transition that we were at on the other side. I think we've already made our turn and made our transition. We're going to go ahead and take a look real quick. We're just going to mark this area out real fast right here at 68 feet, and then we'll just run through a little bit further. Or do you want to run this one? Let's do this and then you can run it. Okay? We'll do the one in the back. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Forgot I grabbed them. Oh, isn't that great thing? Up there, man. We have run in. We've run through all this out to the city sewer. All these joints look to be in pretty good condition. Just going to run back in. That joint looks good. We've already seen all of this. gonna run back through from this side. Joint looks good. All these joints look to be really good. That's our turn, and that's our city sewer saddle connection, and that is our sewer line. This is our city sewer. We're just gonna rinse our camera lens off, and then we're gonna begin pulling back. Go out just a little bit right here. Okay, we're going to begin pulling back. This ABS plastic line looked to be in pretty good condition. We didn't see any issues with this ABS line from the side of the house. As you're facing the house, it's on the far right hand corner. It is by the air conditioning condenser where they have the little retaining wall covering the trash cans. Pull back. We're going to get set up in the back. We're going to just run through the house. We're going to run all the way up underneath the slab to this front cleanout, just to take a look and see how the waistline, the ABS plastic waistline, looks up underneath the house from that rear cleanout all the way to the front cleanout. Okay, and that concludes our inspection from the front clean out. Now we're going to move our equipment to the backyard.